My name is Rich Hoffman. I'm Executive Board Officer for the Scientific Coalition for UAP Studies. In addition to that, I'm here supporting the UAPX team. I'm a member of them as well.
Okay. Now, so it seems like one of the missions that you've really undertaken is to bring hard science to what's typically been, kind of a sometimes woo-ish approach or woo-ish, phenomenon. What do you think that your mission is in that scientific approach? What are you trying to do?
I think overall, I've been at this for like 58 years. Okay, a long time. I go back to the Polaroid cameras and the recorded, the recording devices you'd have. We're not even cassettes at the time. I mean, okay, so the technology has changed, right?
Sure, yeah.
And it's improved greatly, and it's all now more affordable for people to be able to actually buy it and leverage it and study it. So this is the right time for us to now be engaging and using those kind of tools to be able to study it that even back in the Project Blue Book time, they didn't have.
Sure.
And so with everybody having things like very capable cell phones with excellent cameras that keep improving all the time, as well as the fact that we have now things like thermal cameras that are available to us, we can do that. It makes it the right time to be able to do instrumented studies, right? And using those tools.
Yeah.
And so our big push is with scientific, analysis, if you would, and scientists like to have data, by the way.
Sure, yeah.
That if you can get data and supply that data to scientists, then you'd be able to have them now make some discoveries that up to this point we didn't have.
Yeah, and it seems like maybe that there is a realization that government might not be the right, not waiting around for government to disclose, but rather go out and get your own information. Would you say that that's part of it too?
Yeah, I mean, I work with the government.
Sure.
I'm a defense contractor with Army Material Command. I understand their work, okay? I mean, what they do. And I understand that, that they like to keep things protected and not share things with our enemies, if you would.
Yeah.
Okay, but, scientists are out there in academia that would like to be able to study it, and let's put them to work on it. And so, our approach is to be able to say, well, now that this technology is available and affordable, let's go out and do something with it, get back, give it to academia and scientists to be able to actually study it and see if we can't help, the country and even the defense agencies understand what's going on.
Yeah. One of the things that's plagued this pursuit for a long time is that there is a dismissal factor where people are scientists or whatever, they just kind of think it's impossible, so they don't want to investigate it at all. If you could convey any kind of message to someone who just has turned up their nose at the subject, what would you say to maybe make them re-examine the whole pursuit?
I think for me, again, over my decades, is looking at the fact that back in the early days of Project Blue Book and all those other projects, I mean, it kind of gave it like some legitimacy that there was a government or military agency looking into it, but that's just one. The fact that we now have Congress in their National Defense Authorization Act telling the entire government that it has to play and report these objects and sighting. And NASA and everybody else has got their own studies. That's all coming together. Well, why wouldn't scientists want to do that, right? It's now giving them the credibility and the permission because the government said that they exist.
Exactly right.
So if they exist, go for it, study it. They might have been like, early in the after Project Blue Book, days and the Condon Report and everything else, where there was the National Academy of Sciences that came out with a report saying we condone the Colorado report.
Sure.
Oh, by the way, and it said that there's no threat to national security. There's no. Well, wait a minute. Time out. Right after they did that, what did you have? The nuclear kind of incidents
Absolutely.
that were going around the country.
And all that.
Well, wait a minute. That's not a threat to national security,
right?
Now you got them hanging over Navy ships. Out off of Catalina Island, and on the East Coast, you got pilots that are about to bump into them because there's so many of them daily. Wow, why wouldn't you be studying these things?
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, those technology tools are available to them, so go and do it, and I encourage them to be open. I mean, why wouldn't you be open?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to know about that?
Exactly right. I mean, especially considering how paradigm shifting it could ultimately be if we do find the answer. I mean, it could revolutionize everything.
I mean, it's clear that the objects are out there.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been out there. Okay.
Yeah.
but let's just go and get as much information as we can using the new tools that are available, and do those peer-reviewed reports and publish articles about it, and let's all start to share. I mean, the whole globe is like wondering what's going on with this.
Yeah. Just the last question: how would you describe the membership of your coalition? I mean, who makes up the people that are in it?
We have, it's a wonderful group. We've now got, I think it's something like about 212, and we're growing constantly.
Yeah.
People that are on board. I think that there's something like about 24% of those that have PhDs.
Wow.
Which is pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we also have, advanced degrees. I mean, everyone's got a lot of them have advanced degrees, and we're covering every discipline, everything from like physics to psychology to, medical studies to anthropology and a whole host of things. And we've created a way for them to allow them to collaborate with each other, which is great because you got diverse ideas, diverse kind of things coming together and having a conversation now where they didn't do that before.
Yeah.
Because of the stigma, right?
Yeah.
So now that's happening, and I'm thrilled to death.
If someone wanted to look up your organization, is there a website you would send them to read papers?
We're
or
all
web-
over social media. So
Okay.
so if you go to explorescu.org,
Okay.
that's our main web page.
Okay.
From there, you can also bounce off. We have a Twitter account. We've got Facebook account.
Yeah.
A lot of them are, Explore SCU related. If you look up SCU,
Yeah.
we have a YouTube page.
Okay.
Our conferences we've been posting up the
Which look really great. I'd love to go to one of those.
they're pretty fabulous.
And the names there are just
it's impressive cast
yeah,
of
they are.
characters.
They
Yeah.
are.
So I mean, it's just quite a great
Yeah.
event.
Yeah. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate